everybody. Welcome to the Garage. Next week, well, on Friday, jeremycordo.com from the dining room table as we live stream the Court of Public Opinion for 3 hours when you can ring in and talk about what you will. We have some interesting guests. Mark Aston is going to drop by. And this wonderful gentleman, he's 100 years old, fighter pilot during the Second World War. He's 100 years old and he's still playing tennis, and he's going to drop by and give us the benefit of his great wisdom. Because if you live to 100, can you imagine the things you've seen? And indeed, the wisdom you would have accumulated all that way. I'm looking forward to talking with him. I've been promising you that for a little while. His name's Harry Young, 100 years old, turned 100 years old on Tuesday. And I will be wearing this at the dining room table, and next week when I do the show here in the garage. How's Harriet, Pete?
Oh, she's beautiful.
So you go up there most mornings, and
every morning, yeah.
And this is kind of a forest. When I say forest, they're gums,
Yeah.
and it's just Australian bush up behind the house here, and Harriet, and dozens of other animals. I mean, I've seen wallabies and kangaroos and all sorts of things down. I just worry about them getting so close to the road. That's always a problem. Have you seen the baby?
Yes, I've got some photos.
Can you put them in?
Yes, we'll take them on at the end.
No, but put them in here.
Okay, I'll do that.
Okay.
Okay.
All right. I'll leave a gap. You're on. Okay. No, that's beautiful. I'll get a chance when I see the playback to have a look. I can't do it here in real time, but I can imagine. You don't know whether it's a girl or a boy, do you? The baby?
I won't know for a while.
What's the difference? Apparently they have some difference on the nose.
The males have more of a Roman nose,
Yeah.
and the males have a dark stain down their chest, which is a scent.
Really?
Yeah, when they climb trees,
Yes.
they leave the scent on the tree,
Yes.
marking their territory basically. So they have a brown stain down.
Is that for the ladies or just for the tree?
Well, it's to tell other males.
This is my tree. Well, I tell you what, that's a hell of a lot better than, rates and taxes and stamp duty and mortgages. Huh? I think they've got it nailed. And there are enough trees up the back there for them to have the time of their lives. Where to start with the news of the day? Well, it's not so much the news of the day, but things that have caught my eye over the last little while. I was talking to you yesterday about this crazy business where the government is prepared to say, well, if you're on the age pension, we'll let you earn another $4,000 without it affecting your pension. It's like a hide. It's like their damn hide to say that. None of their damn business. Most of us of an age, from the time you can get the age pension on, I think we should be allowed all the latitude that the government can provide. I mean, if I was in Canberra, that's what I would push for, because the older people are those. I mean, we're getting a bit thin on the ground in the sense that there wouldn't be too many people who have gone through the Depression and all the world wars. But the older people of this nation carried this nation through those terrible times. And we do not want to be told, oh, you can earn another $4,000 without it affecting your pension, while you politicians can earn whatever you like when you retire and still keep your parliamentary pension without it being affected at all. You people in Canberra can't see the hypocrisy of that? Anyway, Jim Chalmers went on. He said he wants, this is this white paper on employment. He said he wants, if I can get the words right, a well-paid job for everyone who wants one. Now that's good. That's good. I approve. You would approve. Everyone would approve. But could we take it a bit further? Just a bit? If you want one, right? If you want a job. Now, if you don't want a job, well, could I suggest, Treasurer, no welfare? Because if there's a job out there for everyone, a well-paid job for everyone, that's your goal. So if people don't want a job, why support those people who don't want to work? Yet you're quite happy to penalise aged pensioners who do want to work. God help me. That's not my kind of socialism, I can tell you. Anthony Albanese says if the Voice gets up, he wants a meeting with the opposition, in fact, a joint party meeting. Now, they don't come along all the time. They're pretty rare. A joint party meeting where both sides of the House come together with all of the independents to determine, this is what he wants to do, he wants this joint party meeting to determine how the Voice will work, how it will happen. Now, think about that, ladies and gentlemen. He is asking us to vote for something that he is going to decide upon much later. He has no idea. He wants us to vote on something that he has no idea about. A meeting with the opposition and other members of Parliament to determine how this is going to look. It's a bit late. He's making this up as he goes. But you know, that's not the crime. The real crime is that, number one, he might get away with it, but number two, he thinks he will get away with it. He is admitting that he's asking people to vote for something that is simply a pie in the sky. Oh, don't worry about it. We'll fill in the details later, and because it's a joint party, joint house sitting, it'll be fine, it'll be fair, it'll be good. I think this is quite, in political terms, unbelievable and unprecedented. And if, having known this from his own mouth, the Prime Minister's own mouth, if having heard that, and I'm sure you did because it was everywhere, if you can still vote yes, God, I despair. I know Albo wants this nonsense as his legacy. But what he will be remembered for will be that he was the Prime Minister who in 2 years, for the first time in the history of this country, managed to divide this great nation. Nothing to be proud of, sir. Nothing to be proud of. The $20 million to promote the yes vote has been allocated mostly to television, I think. It is, I think, largely wasted money. The reason being that the ad featuring a small Aboriginal child and probably this fly, this little boy asks the question, will I be able to go to a good school? Will I be able to get a job? Will I be this? Will I be that? Of course, my son, it's there for you right now. The thing is, Aboriginal people are more advantaged, as I told you, I think on Monday, than white people. simply by virtue of the dollars that are provided for every man, woman and child. But of course, they don't get the money. As I said, that is the real scandal. That's what the television commercials should be all about, should be dedicated to. Why am I not being given the advantage that Australia is providing for me? That should be the ad. But no. The ad that they're running is about victimhood. Victimhood, pure and simple. And that they don't get the dollars that are given to them is the real scandal, as I've said to you many times. Where is the money? Where is the money? I'm not being given the advantage that Australia is providing for me. That should be the ad. That's the ad. That's the crime. And as for the ABC, they have gone all out to get this voice up. They have thrown every vestige of impartiality out the window. Even their podcast, which they promote after the running of every mention of the referendum, which is the podcast that is titled The Referendum Explained. No, it's the referendum yes vote promoted. When this is over, surely heads at the ABC have got to roll. Cannot believe the way they have behaved over this. And have I got time, Pete? Speaking of the media, I was listening to Neil Mitchell on 3AW, who has announced after a stellar career, I think 30 years or something, that he's going to retire and do little bits and pieces along the way, probably still with 3AW. He was on his program, he was on about inflation and supermarket rip-offs and how indeed perhaps the prices of supermarket commodities could be pegged. Anyway, it was about inflation generally. Anyway, I rang to pass on the idea that I mentioned to you a couple of weeks ago, and that is that you can fix inflation very quickly simply by making it tax deductible. It's pretty simple. What I mean by that is if you've got $100 in your pocket, if inflation is running at 10%, well, it wouldn't be running at 10%, but say 5%, you should be able to claim at the end of the year on your savings and on your income and on everything a discount, a deductible discount on your taxable income of that inflation figure. In other words, if something is costing you a cost of living or an expense, it's deductible. Well, inflation is an expense. It would stop inflation very quickly. Believe me, the government would be in there with their ears back because they wouldn't be getting quite so much tax money. Anyway, all I said to the young lady, I didn't get past the young lady on the switch. And I said, this is what you do, you just make inflation tax deductible. And she asked me, what is tax deductible? What's that mean? This is the top rating talk show in Melbourne. The 12-year-old in the marketing department is now taking calls on the top-rated radio show at 3AW. Neil Mitchell, are you aware of this? In all my years in talk radio, the people I have had with me on the switchboard, are vital. Vital. They need to know a little bit of something about everything. In other words, they have to have been around the block once or twice. Because I can tell you, they can make or break a radio show. What does tax deductible mean? Anyway, I never made it to the show. Probably just as well that I didn't. Hey, Pete, what do you reckon is the most popular name in Great Britain?
Well, I think it might...
Hang on. Top baby names for 2023. Harry and Meghan have lost popularity amid royal family dramas. What do you think is the most popular boy's name?
Well, I think it has to be Muhammad, doesn't it?
It is Muhammad. It is. The Sussex's names aren't faring terribly well. The once trendy boy names, Harry and Meghan for a girl, have declined in popularity in Britain. Dear oh dear. Anyway, that's it. For boys, the top names, I'll just give you the first top 10. The top 10 boys' names: Muhammad is number 1, Leo number 2, Oliver 5, Arthur 6, Jack 7, Freddie 8, George 9, and Luca 10. Luca? Don't know. And what do you reckon for girls?
No, I don't know.
Okay. The top 10 girls' names in Great Britain? I don't know about Australia. I have to look that up. Lily. Lily is number 1. Number 2, Sophia. 3, Olivia. Amelia, 4. Freya, 5. Aria, 6. Eva, 7. Isabella, 8. Isla, 9. And Mila, 10. Well, there you go, folks. Do. Now, happy birthday if you're having a birthday. Happy wedding anniversary. 28th of September. William Boeing, American aviator, pioneer and founder of the Boeing Company. He dies at 74 on this day in 1956. And that company's gone on from strength to strength. Boeing, great company. 1980, Australian Williams driver, Alan Jones, clinches his first Formula One World Drivers' Championship, 1980. In 1895, on this day, Louis Pasteur, the French bacteriologist, he invented pasteurization. He dies at 72. 1956, RCA Records report that Elvis Presley has sold 10 million records. I'm not surprised. 1956, he wouldn't have made very much money out of that, but it didn't matter. He could have afforded to do it for nothing. Sydney, Australia inaugurates steam motor trams. 1879. I've never heard of that before. James Bond film, No Time to Die, the last starring Daniel Craig, premieres after an 18-month delay due to the pandemic. The year was 2021. Edwin Hubble, American astronomer, first to announce the existence of other galaxies. He dies at 63, after whom the Hubble telescope is named. But that was back in 1953. Brigitte Bardot, French actress, love of my life, model, animal activist, sex kitten. And in movies like God Created Woman, he certainly did. Born in Paris, France in 1934. Now that would be making her 94. I think, anyway. Brigitte Bardot, I can't imagine her getting old. Nicholas Flamel, French scribe, alchemist, believed to have created the philosopher's stone. He was born in France, died 1418, born 1330. Robert Helpman, South Australian actor, choreographer, dancer. Don Quixote, Chitty Chitty Bang Bang. He dies at 77 in 1986. 2015, NASA scientists announced the discovery of flowing water on Mars. 2015, Peter Finch, the Australian radio, stage and BAFTA and Academy Award winning actor. Network. I think that's how he won his Academy Award, and I think that was after he died that he won that. Anyway, he died in 1977, but he was born in 1916. Theodore Roosevelt Jr., 1944, son of President Theodore Roosevelt, is posthumously awarded the Medal of Honor for directing the troops at Utah Beach during the D-Day landings. And one more, 1978 on this day, John Paul. He was the 263rd Roman Catholic Pope. Dies after 33 days as the Pope. That was in 1978. He dies at 65. Got to go, ladies and gentlemen. We will see you tomorrow at the dining room table, jeremycordeaux.com. 3 hours of live streaming. Do call us. Believe in yourself. We'll see you very soon, hopefully tomorrow.